Good evening. So, thank you so much for joining me in today's episode of One Hot Topic. And today is June 18, 2025, and it's 12 o'clock in the morning, Phoenix time. So today we are pivoting away from what's going on with Miss Rachel Gupta. I did see that she posted an Instagram post and she said that she's doing great for whoever is asking. So I'm glad that she's moving on. And I did not hear anything and did not see anything on Miss Grand International or Mr. Nawat's Instagram social page. So that's good. So maybe they are just calling it quits, which I think at this point in time is probably better for PR purposes. Okay, so today we are looking into Binibining Pilipinas and all the lovely ladies here who had a great night. And I believe the most recent Binibining Pilipinas was held, and this was June 15. Of course, here are your winners here. So before we start on that, let's look at what Binibining Pilipinas is first. And I know a lot of the Filipinos probably know some of the quick history of this organization. However, for those very new to the pageant world, I just want to go over Binibining Pilipinas, and it's actually a learning moment for me as well. So, Binibining Pilipinas was founded in 1964. It is translated as Miss Philippines, by the way. Okay, and it is Philippines' oldest national beauty pageant, and it is organized by Binibining Pilipinas Charities Incorporated. That's BPCI. So it was established by Estela Marquez Araneta, and she is actually a former Miss International winner representing Colombia, and this was back in 1960. So if you can see, there is actually this article from Philstar, and this was written back in 2021, and they were paying a tribute to Estela Marquez Araneta, and it says Miss International pays tribute to first title holder who is a naturalized Filipina. Again, she is Colombian. I believe she got married and served and is still serving as Binibining Pilipinas Charities or BPCI chairperson. Again, this pageant group is owned and run by the Araneta Group, and it was led by her husband Jorge Leon Araneta, and he is the president or the CEO, and it is also co-chaired by Cochitina Sevilla Bernardo. Okay, so just very briefly, it says here, did you know that the first ever title holder of the Miss International crown is naturalized Filipina? The social media accounts of the Japan-based beauty pageant on Wednesday, so that is Miss International, shared a tribute to Stella Marquez Araneta, who is also the founder of Binibining Pilipinas Charities Incorporated (BPCI). Estela won Miss Colombia crown in 1959, so it's not 1960, it's 1959, as Estela Marquez Zawadsky, and was sent to represent her country in Miss Universe 1960, where she landed among top 15 finalists. So she also represented South American country in another competition, Miss International, and won its ever crown in 1960. Okay, so reports note that she met Filipino businessman heir to the Araneta family, Jorge Araneta, who eventually inherited the Araneta group during her reign, and then went on to marry him in Colombia. So they actually got married in Colombia. In 1964, Estela spearheaded the BPCI, which launched the annual Binibining Pilipinas pageant that sends off Filipinas to major international competitions. So she is the current director of Miss International franchises in the Philippines under the Binibining Pilipinas organization. She is popularly known as Madame Estela Araneta after her marriage with Filipino business heir Jorge Araneta. Estela is the longest serving national director of Miss International, and that's what the social media post of Miss International reads. Okay, and just several information here, and there are some snapshots of Miss Araneta when she was younger. So Binibining Pilipinas was created to select, of course, just like any pageant, organization. It's to select the Filipino representatives for major contests such as Miss International, Miss Globe, and actually they were also previously selecting or sending representatives to Miss Universe. That was from 1964 until 2019. Then I just realized that in 2020 they actually lost their Miss Universe franchise. Okay, so beyond glamour, the pageant serves as a fundraising, of course, platform for charitable initiatives such as ones that are supporting orphanages, disaster relief, children's welfare, healthcare, and more. And that's how it should be. And I know that for Miss Grand International, one of their advocacies is, I believe, like peace or preventing war from happening, at least on that part of the world, right? But as to what Miss Gupta is saying, going back to Miss Gupta a little bit there, yes, they do have that slogan. However, I'm not sure if they are actively having programs to support that advocacy that they have. And something that we can probably go back and review as well in another video. So some of the achievements of Binibining Pilipinas is, of course, Miss Universe Gloria Diaz way back 1969. Margie Moran too, back in 1973. We do have Pia Works back in 2015, and of course our very own Katrina Gray in 2018. So that's for Miss Universe. Now for Miss International, Aurora Pijuan in 1970, Melanie Marquez in 1979, Precious Lara Kigaman in 2005, Bea Santiago in 2013, Kylie Versosa in 2016, and also titles including Miss Supranational, Mutia Dato, Miss Globe Ann Collis, and Miss Intercontinental Karen Galman, and of course Cinderella Obinieta. Okay, and Binibining Pilipinas also sustained a 10-year streak of finalists at Miss Universe from 2010 to 2019. So that was really a great achievement. The headquarters of Binibining Pilipinas is Gateway Tower, Araneta City, and Quezon City. So right now, Binibining Pilipinas is a non-stock, non-profit organization, and that the revenues from the pageant support its extensive charitable operations. So for its 60th anniversary last year, 2024, they launched a limited edition coffee table book, Beauty Ever After, and that was actually selling for 5,000 peso, about $95 US dollars. Okay, so the winner prizes includes cash awards up to 1 million peso, along with scholarships, of course, travel and endorsement opportunities. So while an exact valuation of the organization is not public since it is a charity, it is bankrolled with the Araneta Group, and we know Araneta Group is such a major Philippine conglomerate ensuring financial stability. Binibining Pilipinas, of course, remains a cultural pillar in the Philippine society and uniting entertainment, advocacy, and public service. So even after they lost their Miss Universe franchise, the pageant continues with strong national broadcast reach and growing prize packages. Okay. And this is actually the book that we were talking about. That's the limited edition Beauty Ever After, 5,999 peso. Okay, it looks like MJ Lastimosa. She said, I love mine. Great. And this was during the Binibining Pilipinas, most recent Binibining Pilipinas. And what we're going to do today is actually go over the two main winners of the Binibining Pilipinas 2025. And that is Katrina Johnson and Annabelle McDonnell. Okay, so go down a little bit more. Those are our winners. Okay, so this is Katrina and this is Annabelle. This is Dahlia. So first runner-up, and your second runner-up, Kathleen Enid. We'll just go down really quickly on their Facebook page. There they are, Katrina Johnson. And one thing that I learned about Katrina is that she lost her mom to lung cancer back in 2020. Cancer is really something of a sensitive issue for me because I also lost my brother some time ago. I would say almost 20 years ago due to lung cancer. So when Miss World Opal Sochata talks about her cancer advocacy, I get teary-eyed because of that personal experience that I do have. Okay, and we also have Annabelle McDonnell here. Okay, and she is going to be our Miss Globe representative. And this is Dalia Vardekata, the first runner-up. And of course, beautiful Kathleen Enid Espinido is the second runner-up. Okay, so for the overall ranking structure, if in case you are wondering, so the primary titles are your Binibining Pilipinas International and then Binibining Pilipinas Globe. Okay, and going back historically, it included Binibining Pilipinas Universe, Binibining Pilipinas Intercontinental. It has all this. When I was still in the Philippines, I do remember it, so I was really a little bit shocked 2 days ago, or June 15, when they were announcing, and I said, so is she going to be our representative to Miss Universe? Of course not. And it's been that long, and I haven't really been keeping up until, of course, all this drama going on with Miss Rachel Gupta. That's when I started again following beauty pageant contest. And I do love it. I remember working in the hospital when Katrina Gray won Miss Universe back in 2018. And I remember saying, gosh, and I even have it on my Instagram or my Facebook. I even said, gosh, unfortunately, I'm working in the hospital today, and I will not see Miss Katrina Gray bring home the crown. And she really did. So I was really happy with that. Anyway, so let's go to our main or primary winner, and her name is Katrina Castaneda Johnson. And we'll go over a little bit of pictures here. This is her Instagram account, official Instagram account, and some photos of her. This is the current Miss International, and she is actually from Vietnam. Her name is Hyun Thi Tan Ploy. She was crowned, I believe, November 12, 2024 as Miss International. So she was in the Philippines. So there she was during the crowning. And some more pictures that we have here. Aside from being crowned Binibining Pilipinas International 2025, and this was done at the Smart Araneta Coliseum, she represented Davao Province, by the way. Prior to this, back in 2023, she was also a first runner-up for Binibining Pilipinas, so she is a return contestant. She was born June 26, 1998. In Davao. Okay, so right now she is 27 as of 2025, and she is of Filipino American descent. She is a licensed pharmacist and certified clinical pharmacist, and she graduated in 2021 from the University of Immaculate Concepcion in Davao City, and she was actually awarded Best in Pharmaceutical Care. Wow. And Best Presenter. I didn't know that they award those in universities. I guess I was done with school a long time ago in the Philippines, years and years ago, and they didn't usually do those awards. And she actually holds a master's equivalent in clinical pharmacy, and that is recognized internationally. So good for her. So she began competing in beauty pageants in 2015. She started at her university, I think University of Immaculate Concepcion. And then back in 2016, she is Miss Silka winner. And she was the only one from Mindanao. Okay. And of course, she was first runner-up for Binibining Pilipinas in 2023. Returning this year, 2025. She is very passionate advocate for accessible healthcare in the Philippines. I love hearing that, just like Miss Opal Sochata. And she stated that, having accessible healthcare is a right, and it's not a privilege. Okay, so she is gonna be our contestant or representative for Miss International 2026, and I believe Miss International 2026 will be held November 27, 2025 in Tokyo, Japan. And that is to continue the tradition holding the finale in Japan. So hopefully she wins that. We will see current Miss International, Miss Hyun Thi Tan Thuy of Vietnam, pass over the crown to our Miss Katrina Johnson. Okay, so that's her. Let's look at Miss International really quickly. Miss International is actually one of the top 5 pageant groups, big 5 like they say. It was founded a long time ago, 1960, in Long Beach, California. It was established to promote love, and this was 1960s, okay? So love, peace, and excitement to the world. It emerged as an alternative international beauty pageant, of course, alongside Miss Universe and Miss World. And it emphasizes in cultural exchange, goodwill, and of course, world peace. So back in 1960s, the pageant has been primarily held in Japan, becoming a prominent international event. Like we said, it grew to one of the big 4 international contests. Okay. It is organized by International Culture Association, again based in Japan, and features segments including evening gown, swimsuit, national costume, and interviews with an emphasis on cultural understanding. The pageant, Miss International, has maintained consistent popularity in Asia, especially, of course, in Japan and the Philippines. It remains a very respected platform for international cultural diplomacy and women's empowerment. There is Binibining Pilipinas Miss International. Miss International is again a globally recognized beauty pageant with a mission beyond beauty. And then it fosters international goodwill, peace, and cultural exchange since 1960. She's back on Miss Polonia stage, and she is going to be one of the hosts, this time as a host, okay? And then for Miss Poland, who do you think will be the next Miss International Poland 2025? And here are your contestants in Miss World 2026, Miss Earth 2025, and Miss International 2025 from Miss Polonia 2025. My goodness. Beautiful ladies. I don't even know what to tell you, guys. Let's see here. They all look like models, don't you think? They are all so beautiful. And we'll just quickly browse through it. It's the fun of being a pageant fanatic, I guess. Beautiful. I love her hair. So that is your Miss International. And here is Miss Tan Thuy. She is the current Miss International 2024 from Vietnam. And here are some of her pictures. And this is her official Facebook, by the way. Okay, more pictures. And she said in traditional Filipino costume. Really nice. I love it. That is with Katrina Johnson. Nice pictures. And the rest of the winners of Binibining Pilipinas. Okay. I wonder how old she is. She looks very young to me. Even younger than Katrina. And Katrina Johnson is actually 27 years old, so a little bit older. But I think Arbonne, Miss Universe 2 years ago, is I think the oldest Miss Universe, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. And she said, feeling love, thank you, Binibining Pilipinas organization, for the warm and heartfelt welcome. Yeah, we do take care of our visitors, by the way. We are really good at that. And she said, I'm on my way. Really nice. It looks like she had a good reign, I have to say. Again, every time I see this beauty pageant winners having fun and going and representing. I just feel bad for Rachel Gupta. But we said we were going to pivot, so we should not keep going back. Unless, like I said, unless there's something big happening. Look at how beautiful she is in this picture. Okay. So now we will be looking at our Miss Binibining Pilipinas Miss Globe, Annabelle McDonnell. So this is also her Instagram official account. She does say in here it's fully updated, Binibining Pilipinas Globe 2025. She was also Miss Charm 2023, first runner-up, Miss Charm Philippines 2023, and Miss Universe Philippines first runner-up as well. Okay. So here are some pictures from the most recent event, June 15. Okay, a lot more pictures of her. She represented Iligan City. And also, aside from winning the Binibining Pilipinas Miss Globe, she also earned the Binibining Philippine Airlines Special Award. So she will be our representative for Miss Globe for this year. However, I don't know where it will be held. It's still to be determined on Miss Globe website. Annabelle here was born May 23, 2000. She was actually born in the UK. She was later adopted by her uncle and raised in Iligan City, Lanao del Norte. I was looking at some of previous history. I don't really want to do that, but I was a little bit curious as to why she was adopted by her uncle and raised in the Philippines, but that is an information that is not online. So as a child in Iligan, Annabelle lived in various parts of Lanao del Norte, and that is including Kapatagan and Naawan. So she overcame hardship at age 15. She said she was selling bread and second-hand clothes, and that is to support herself and her family. But I kid you not, she earned cum laude in Bachelor's in Arts in Consular and Diplomatic Affairs. And that was from De La Salle College of St. Benilde. And she is open about her origins, and she takes pride in being an orphan. So she was an orphan. Of course, she overcame adversity and found her voice. So she has used her experiences in life to inspire others, highlighting the themes of resilience, empowerment, and self-reliance throughout her public journey. Okay, so she was actually Miss Iligan in 2018. She was also Miss Lanao del Norte in 2019. She placed second runner-up, and also Miss Millennial Philippines in 2019, and Miss Cuyamis in 2022. In 2022, she also placed first runner-up in both Miss Universe Philippines and Miss Charm 2023. And finally, she was crowned Binibining Pilipinas Globe just a couple of days ago, and joining the top 14 and showcasing her advocacy during the Q&A. So right now, she currently works as a model and also an event host, and she was formerly a radio DJ and a city government staffer. She volunteers actively with Save Children Philippines, and again, that is drawing from her own experiences to empower marginalized youth. For Miss Globe, this is how it looks like. And I think Miss Globe, the first Miss Globe was held way back 1925, and that was held in Istanbul, Turkey. It was originally intended to promote tourism and cultural diplomacy. It was one of the earliest beauty contests in the world, alongside, of course, Miss America and Miss Europe. The pageant had European roots and was conducted sporadically throughout 1930s, and it actually disappeared for several years. So during its hiatus period, competition faded out 20th century, and that is due to political instability, lack of organization, and the rise of major international pageants such as Miss World and Miss Universe. So finally in 2004, it was finally revived by Art Association in Albania. They reorganized it as an international beauty contest and primarily held contests in Eastern Europe. So since then, it has been held annually in Albania, Montenegro, or in North Macedonia, gaining steady traction, especially in Southeast Asia and Latin America and some parts of Europe. It's now known the Miss Globe organization. So if you are looking for just Miss Globe on Facebook, you're not gonna find him. You're gonna probably get into a fan account, and I had to Google it, and it comes up as the Miss Globe. So right now they are called the Miss Globe organization. It features cultural tours, fashion showcases. It does talent and national costumes, and also Q&A segments. The pageant promotes women's empowerment, diversity, and international friendship. As far as our connection to Miss Globe, the Philippines has become a standout competitor, with Maureen Montan winning the title in 2021, and it's a landmark victory for Southeast Asia. So Miss Globe is a historic but a little bit lesser known international pageant, again rooting from 1920s. Okay, it emphasizes in beauty with advocacy, tourism, and cultural exchange. The current winner, by the way, is Diana Moreno, and she is from Colombia. Okay, so here are more pictures of Diana Moreno, the current Miss Globe 2024. And here are our newest collaboration between Miss Globe and some other countries. So here, collaboration with Sri Lanka, so that's good. And with the US, and that's April 17, April 2024 for Sri Lanka. We also see Venezuela, April 9. Okay, more pictures that we have here. More pictures of Diana Moreno in here. And collaborated with Australia. So as of right now, there's no confirmed information yet about the date or location for the next 2025 edition of Miss Globe. Their official website and major pageant sources have not announced.
So what do you guys think?
But
do you think Katrina Johnson will be
So
bringing
we are
home the
hoping to
Miss
see
International
Miss Annabelle
crown in November?
McDonnell,
And so as
our
Annabelle
representative from the
McDonnell,
Philippines,
will she be
winning
bringing
the
home
crown.
Miss Globe crown? We are so excited, and we will keep watching. Thank you so much again for being here today, and please continue to subscribe, share, and like this video, as it really helps with the algorithm. And I'll see you again on another episode of One Hot Topic. Thanks!